Hi guys, welcome back. This is Dream Shipwrecked, and
this is Ms. Chris. Welcome back.
Strange how quiet it is here now. I don't like it. Caterpillar is just beyond the clearing, Alice. Let's sacrifice stealth for speed.
Everyone I love dies violently. Unnaturally. I'm cursed. Why go on? I'll just hurt others.
No time for self-pity. Evade these savage soldiers and find Caterpillar. When the remarkable turns bizarre, reason turns rancid.
so this is
Now,
Sorry?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is a very Twisty Turvey map, so we'll just be wandering around some caverns for a while.
Right. Just like the Alice level in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god, I hated that level so much. Like, I wasn't even the one who was playing it.
I don't... What Kingdom Hearts was that in? Number 1?
The first one.
Okay.
And it's like it's the first level. I mean, well, yeah. Once you start flying to different worlds, it's the first level, and it has the most annoying song. So when you're lost, it has probably a 30-second loop. So when you're lost, it's the same song over and over, and you just like hate yourself while playing it. Just that level, and it's the worst level to start everything off on. Like, the rest of the game is fine. The rest of the levels are fine. Well, except for Monstro. But it was, oh my goodness. So you get lost and everything looks the same. So you just start crying after like an hour of wandering around in circles.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember much of that. I played Kingdom Hearts pretty regularly, but that was so long ago that... I remember the Nightmare Before Christmas level and the Ariel or Mermaid level, but the rest of it is a blank.
Yeah. I was a pretty big fan of Kingdom Hearts, but then again, I was like the right, I guess, demographic that it was for. I was about, oh goodness, I was about 14, like 15 or so when it came out. Because it came out in 2004, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. It was my older sister's game. She got it for Christmas. I thought it would be kind of odd, but it ended up being pretty decent. And then the other games came out and just made it just so strange.
Yeah, it's something. It's like one of those games where you hear the elevator pitch for it and you think that would never get made. Like, so you want to cross Kingdom Hearts with Disney with Final Fantasy. Like, who would ever think of doing that? But it turned out pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, and the first game was a pretty decent little platformer, and then it felt almost self-contained in a way, but then the second one came out, and me being the dumb teenager I was, thought it was amazing. Upon replaying, it just kind of went into it just kept going more and more into left field to where it's not even in the ballpark anymore, I don't think.
Is it? Like, it just isn't that good of a quality, or it just doesn't have a good story?
The story just seems to get just more bizarre, because now it's like, oh, well, there was this, like... I get trying to get more of the backstory, that's fine, but it seems to me it doesn't have the same kind of goofy, fun quality that brings... It became more like anime Final Fantasy than keeping that mix of Disney and Final Fantasy. It seems like, oh, well, now it has to have this dark plot, and, well, now this happened, and this happened. I mean, if you want to play the games, by all means, it's okay, but it's kind of like, oh, well, this is a good game, and then anime happened.
Yeah, that makes sense, because that's when they started introducing all of the Like, I don't think that the God, what's that? The dark organization with the emo-looking hoodies.
Organization 13.
Organization. Those weren't in the first game, were they?
No, they had no part in it whatsoever. They started getting a mention in the Game Boy Advance game, and then
Okay.
became a major point in Kingdom Hearts 2. And then after that, it was all about them.
Yeah, that's the thing, because, I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1, it was basically just, there's these guys who, they've lost their hearts, and which is a pretty, like, Disney plot, like, you need to find their hearts, and, you find their hearts, and then you win the game. It's a tight story.
Yeah, it's like
not,
these
it's not too
monsters are created
complicated.
by people losing their hearts, and, you defeat these monsters, you release the hearts. You don't know why, but it seems like a good idea because otherwise their world is destroyed. And then, like, the end of the game, it made kind of sense, but then, like, it's like, what happens to the bodies when you lose when they lose their hearts, and all this, and it becomes just a shell. I'm like, ugh. To where, like, even, like, the enemies in the first game are kind of just written out.
Yeah, it definitely became a lot more, like you said, a lot more Final Fantasy, a lot less Disney, and it did kind of suffer for it, but the third one's coming out. Maybe it won't be, quite as bad. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so. I have no intention of getting the PS4 or whatever. I mean, my older sister will, and she's the one who pretty much played the games because she's a video game savant, I guess. Like, I mean, she'll go in 100% games like nothing. Ooh. Oh, and there she goes.
I love that falling animation because she goes so much slower when she's falling and just sort of like hovers in air like some sort of acting cartoon.
Well, it's kind of like almost brings that what we were discussing before, like that it was pretty much in her dream, like that Wonderland, and so it kind of brings that dreamlike quality where you just start slowly falling and then you realize, oh, this is bad.
Oh, I think you might be giving it too much credit. I think that was just a standardized animation from the Unreal Engine.
Oh, man.
But yeah, we can go with that. It sounds a lot better than what I was thinking.
Right. I'm trying to make some sense out of the, late 90s, mid 2000 graphics we got going on here.
Oh, God. I think this is the first time we see this guy. He's the green-coated soldier that I mentioned in the other video. He doesn't have a gun, but he's a lot higher health, and he doesn't have a stronger melee attack. So you gotta be careful.
Right. Oh.
Wait, isn't
I thought he
that
died.
Rabbit?
Don't lose him.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Star in the galaxy, but he shines.
Well, I guess he unkilled
better.
himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all good. But yeah, we'll see how that all turns out. Hopefully, I mean, I'm probably not going to get it myself, but I guess I have to play through all the games first before I start on the third one, and I don't have the eBay account to research all the 16 canon games in the Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
series.
there's so many because it's on different platforms too. I mean, I'm hoping that you don't have to play all the side games in order to understand Kingdom Hearts 6. I don't really have the time, the patience, or the money to play all the other ones again. Like, or for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, there was a side game with just the organization, and it was on the original DS. And, I played it for a bit, and then there was a part in the game, it was pure plot-wise. And it's like, this happened, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I think I'm just gonna stop playing.
It was just so stupid. I'm like, nope, you know what? This is done. I'm done with it. And actually, I lost that copy of the game, so I'm truly done with it, I guess.
So here we have another rage pepper spray or whatever the hell it is, which will make things interesting.
Yeah, I don't.
There's an ugly
this is a instant kill thing that we can get. Well, it's not instant kill, but it's a huge damage boost. And it makes her look a little bit, what is the phrase that says? How fine you look when dressed in red. Be happy because it's a bad look for everyone. God, I love his
Oh yeah, the
so
chest
much.
art.
Like, not even the ways he says, but geez, he's so smooth.
Yeah, I remember really liking Cheshire in this game. Like, Sorry, go ahead.
He's-
Yeah, it's
No,
just
it's
kind of
okay.
he's just kind of there, like just as your guide character, like your sidekick in a way, like whether you're following him or he's following you.
Yeah, the thing is, it's interesting because he'll come when you call him. Like, here's a key that you can have to have him pop up and
Okay.
say things. So he's actually like closely following behind you, but he's being
He's
a Cheshire
invisible.
cat. He's hiding and being exactly. So also, I've just looked it up. Alice, this game was made in
Okay.
2000. So there's
There's our
our
reference. All right.
there's our reference.
So we were both wrong.
Find who- Yeah. And the name of the guy who voices the cat is Roger Jackson, who was the name of... Oh, he was actually the voice in Scream.
Okay, I've never seen that movie.
Which... Yeah, me neither. I assume that's the, like, spooky thing, but he's been in a lot of things.
I remember watching I just finished. I watched from the archives. There was an LP of Catherine, and there was like voices that sound so familiar. And I saw the credits. I'm like, oh, I was right.
I'm so bad with that kind of stuff. Unless it's someone like Nolan North or whatever, I cannot remember.
Well, I mean, you
any
watch
of
a few
them.
games. I mean, you play so many games, and I guess there's such a. There's a pool for voice actors, so you start to recognize people after a while. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Troy Baker is becoming the one that he seems to be starting to become the go-to guy now. I mean, and he's a fantastic actor. I really like him. But it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, well, he was in The Last of Us, and now he's in an Uncharted 4, and he was the main guy in Catherine, and it's like, oh, well, okay, let's see what he plays next. Like, he's becoming,
Yeah, it
so
always
he's becoming the
amazes-
Steve
Sorry?
Bloom of the games now.
Yeah, we commonly go to, there's a anime convention here in Detroit every year called Unicon, and they always have, like, guest stars that are all these, like, voice actors, and they're, like, top billings, like, oh, look, it's, Johnny DiMaggio,
Oh, wow.
it's amazing, you should come and see it, and it's like, oh, it's, should I be impressed? Is this the person that I should, be running out to see? Oh, he voiced an anime character.
Oh, and he also
Okay.
voiced Bender, so... Bender from Futurama?
Who? I mean,
John
who did
DiMaggio?
Bender's voice? Oh, I just made up that
Oh
name,
my
I guess.